Let me ask you something. If chaos were to break out in your presence, how would you respond to that? Would you be paralyzed by the fear and shock of the moment? Would you freeze up, or would you flow? What does that even mean? And why is that important? I'm Joe Robaina, and today is Caner Tip Tuesday. That's the topic. Before we get into that, a warm welcome to all, and especially if you're here for the first time. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon so that you don't miss any future content, and avail yourself of the free resources. The most important one by far, the no-cost Cane Clarity Call. You do that by texting the letters CCC to the number on the screen, and in less than 24 hours we will be in a conversation discussing what it is that attracted you to this, what is it that you're looking for, where are you right now. We'd like to meet you there. Come as you are, with injuries, limitations, whatever it is. Let's have a conversation and see how we can get you cane trained. See if that's a possibility. That's what we specialize in. That's actually part of the discussion here today, the value of doing that. And then you have free resources, which are Facebook groups that are open to the general public. Read the description below, request entry, and they will let you right in. There's a difference between someone who carries a cane and a trained caner. And the difference tends to be, when it comes to ACSD and associated curriculums, it has to do with mindset and training to remain calm and clear in the chaos. That's important. See, remaining calm is not passive. Don't confuse it. It's all about strategy. Capable training, to be capable, doesn't mean that you're cocky, right? You definitely don't want to exude that. And being unshakable, those three things: calm, being capable, and unshakable. Unshakable doesn't mean that I never experience fear. It just means that I'm ready. I am prepared. And I'm going to break each one of those, because those are your three anchors for the mindset training, and why that eventually takes over technique. It becomes more important. Why? In part because you live in a society that's governed by law. And let me just put this to rest real quick. I don't care to be known as a cane fighter. That's not everything that is associated with. I speak in terms of a tool, not a weapon, of empowerment, right? It's a medical device, or whatever it is I have in hand. Now, becomes a tool of empowerment, and I speak in the context of self-defense, not fighting. I want nothing to do with that, right? CaneFlow is not about that. It's learning about how to move and adapting those principles to daily living. Oh yeah, and in there are movements that can serve me for self-protection, but that's not me. That's not going to be me. That's never been me, and you can't lure me into that. And those that follow what I do, right? It's a different form of, we'd like to say, well, it's a smarter way of doing things, but you know what? That's fine. There's different strokes for different folks. The whole idea of staying calm under pressure happens by design. When the adrenaline hits, your steering wheel, are you ready for this, is your breath. And at that moment, it's too late to train for these matters. That's why you're going to respond in the way that what you've been trained. And it can surprise you at how effective this is. How effective doing these small bits every day, these flow snacks that we call them, right? Small bits done throughout the day, dispersed throughout the day, starts playing, doing a number on your nerve system so that you don't overreact at that moment. We don't want you to be reactive anyways. We want you to respond. What does it mean to react? To react means that somebody says something, right? Your verbal skills are off. You haven't trained for this thing. And me have cane, right? Me have bazooka cane. Right? I'm gonna get to that in a second. This is the Raven, right? This is aircraft grade aluminum. It's the only cane that we manufacture in-house. It's still our #1 bestseller, right, in the area of self-protection canes, even with all the innovations in wood. But you've never heard me say, nor will you ever hear me say, that this is the only tool, that is effective for self-protection, right? Why? Because that's not true, right? That's not our way of doing things. Whether it's this, an SV cane, which is much lighter, doesn't matter. It can be a dowel, right? I can have a dowel in my hand. Gosh, I could have even one of these. I've shown you how you can become effective with something like this. Anything I have in my hand can potentially, including this umbrella, can serve as a self-protection tool, because the problem Mr. Bad Guy has is not the tool that I'm using, it's me. Oh, yeah, and that includes empty hand as well, right? So I'm not a newbie to this thing, pioneered it, right? Along with just less than a handful of names, 2 other names, right? Back in the day, 30 years ago. And so, no, I'm not jumping on a niche right now because, oh, Cane, all that's telling you, when you see individuals coming out now all over the place talking about Cane and self-defense, right? This means that the awareness has gone on there. Great, outstanding. You choose who you're gonna follow, right? So the first anchor is you need to have some kind of breath training. 2 ways: steady without the movement, and during the movement to prepare you for that adrenaline flood. That's how you start resetting everything. It begins with that. The other one is the concept of being prepared and not paranoid. And coupled with that, that's just the confidence of it, right? I'm not shaky. Why? Because this is what I do. This is how I train. And number 3, it's the concept of force and muscling through overflow. And look, if I take this, right, this is a heavy cane. This one happens to be on the lighter, but you hear a lot of talk about the idea is that the heavier the cane, the more damage I can potentially do. But if you're not trained and you come up here and you can't hit that target, or you're too slow, or by the time you come up here and go like this, you know, and you're occupying both hands, and there's a violation of, you know, tactical principles, and you're leaving yourself open, who cares? You're looking at me right now. I'm in a situation. My verbal skills say, oh yeah, but, and I decide to, you know, you lure me into this, and I do this, and I pick up. Man, I telegraphed. If you have any reflexes, you can stop me from doing that with this big bazooka tool, right? Oh, because that's the real equalizer. No, the real equalizer is training. This is a very light tool. I'm telling you, it's not about, see, you can't stop that. You couldn't stop that. Your hands didn't go up for that. Because I'm having a conversation, maybe I'm leaving, maybe I created a distance away from here, and that just grew on you. And if I hit you one time, I'll hit you a gazillion times. Why? Because that's what I'm trained to do. It's not just one shot, it's a what? It's a flow that would come at you. And get this straight, it's not designed to destroy you, the human being. It's designed to to destroy the attack, not you necessarily. So you're never gonna hear me say, hit him in the head, right? Or worse, you know, some of the stuff that you're hearing out there, which I want nothing to be a part of. Got it? So it's a very different thing. So the only similarity is we're carrying canes, right? You're carrying canes. But when you come over to this side, right, you're also carrying empowerment, you're carrying confidence. Okay, but don't get it wrong. It's not about the tool. It's about the training, and the priority has to be up here. Got it? When you're fixated one way, you're missing the entire world of possibility. If that resonates with you, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Keep caning. Stay safe.